Alright, YouTube, what's up? I'm back. Today's video is going to be a sports video. I promise you I was going to do the first episode of NFL Who's Better, Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers, New England Patriots versus the Green Bay Packers. Now, the reason why I'm making this episode is a fun, exciting video because it's summertime. Yay! It's summertime. And I want to talk about some sports because that's the one thing that seems to be missing from my YouTube channel is that I don't really get a chance to talk about what I think about basketball, football, and other sports. And I promise the YouTubers that love sports so much, we would talk about some sports. Switch up the content. I promise you tomorrow I'll give you another video. I'll give you part 2 of the sex book. So stay tuned for that video. Alright, now this so-called YouTuber by the name of James or Barris or whatever the hell he calls himself on YouTube, he claims that Tom Brady is not the GOAT, that he is not the man when it comes to championships and the Super Bowl. And I can kind of see why he would even go into that direction and try to nitpick at certain arguments. And it's natural if you're a football fan, you would have some hatred towards a football player such as Tom Brady. Yeah. Now, he's gone to the Super Bowl 8 times. He's won 5 Super Bowls. He's won 5 championships. He won his first championship in 2001. That was the beginning of the New England Patriots dynasty. They tried to win a second championship the following year, and they got eliminated from playoff contingency. The Baltimore Ravens and, the New York Giants didn't want him there, so he lost. Then he wins back-to-back championships in 2003 and 2004, and wins 3 championships in 4 years. A very impressive feat. Because, the Golden State Warriors just did that same thing. Won 3 titles in 4 years in the NBA. But we're talking about professional football. We're talking about America's greatest sport. Smash mouth in your face football, baby. Now, when Tom Brady lost to the New York Giants in 2007, one could argue that it was because they had the greatest defense in the world. This team struggled all season long. They were losing more football games than they won, but somehow the New York Giants made it to the Super Bowl. Patriots had the perfect record. They won all their football games and was undefeated and had a chance that only a few football teams had a chance to do. That is, go undefeated and win a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, it didn't happen for Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. They lost their first loss in the Super Bowl undefeated. Yeah, it hurt like hell. Then we don't see him go back in 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011. For 4 years, we don't see the Patriots because they keep losing in the playoffs. Finally, he makes it back in 2012 in a Super Bowl rematch against the New York Giants. And again, Tom Brady and the New England Patriots lose twice to the same team in a Super Bowl. Making it, he won 3 championships, but he lost 2. So he was 3-2 at that point. And then we get the surprise break that we all been waiting for. So finally, after they let Peyton Manning win a Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos, finally, a year after that, he goes back to the Super Bowl and he wins a 4th championship. Thanks to beating who? The Seattle Seahawks. Now, the reason why a lot of people hate the New England Patriots is because look at how they won their 4th title. You did the Indianapolis Colts team wrong. There's the Deflate Gate. Everybody wants to bring that up, but it's like, okay, that if Tom Brady said he didn't see what happened to the football, he didn't see it. Obviously, he wanted to go back on the field and kick some ass and take some names. See, it's easy when you're a person that watches on TV and you just say, yeah, they cheated, but how do you know for sure? Were you at the football game? Were you there in the stadium? Were you back where they pumped the footballs up? Were you there in the room when the coach was cussing and fussing? Were you actually there on the team witnessing it? The answer is no, you wasn't. For all you haters out there. And he won his 4th title. Now, to me, when I watched the football game, now when I think about it today, Seattle had a chance to beat the Patriots. Problem was, they made a mistake. They made a miscalculation. A rookie player didn't do his job. And that's how the Patriots got away with a Super Bowl. Of course, we all know what happens after that. They lose the very next year. And then all of a sudden in 2016, the New England Patriots go back to the Super Bowl. And they win their 5th championship against not the Baltimore Ravens, against, what team was it that thought they actually had this team beat? They thought they had this team on the ropes. See, it ain't Baltimore. Baltimore is their division rival. So is the New York Giants. So is the Miami Dolphins. But what team was it that really thought they had this team beat? Oh yeah, the Atlanta Falcons. They actually thought they had this game won. They actually thought they could put down the Patriots, and they did a good job the first 2 quarters, but then Tom Brady made that legendary comeback, and bada bing, bada boom, he wins his 5th championship. And then, of course, we get to the 2018 Super Bowl, of course, and he goes back to the Super Bowl. They tried. I mean, he tried in this one, but I think we all kind of knew that, his right hand was broken, it was hurt, and the team he was playing against was very strong, very powerful, very competitive. This team had never been in a Super Bowl before, and they was going to win their first championship in their franchise. And we saw Tom Brady all of a sudden lose to a team that not only knew that style of play, but figured him out. He got hit not once, not twice. He got hit like 5 times to 10 times in one football game. He got blitzed in every direction. Before he could throw the football, he got sacked. Now that I explained all of that history, let's explain why Tom Brady is the GOAT. Whether Barris or James or whoever the hell he wants to call himself, See, Tom Brady is chasing Joe Montana. If any real football fan knows who the hell Joe Montana is, when he was playing with the 49ers, he won just as many championships as Tom Brady. Thing is, Joe Montana never won 6. And Tom Brady believes if he can win just one more championship to make it 6, that completes his legacy. Now, during this same time frame, there were a lot of controversial when people ask who's the best football player right now, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. Tom Brady has won more championships. He's gone to the Super Bowl a lot more, and he's beaten a lot of football teams on his way to the playoffs. So he won 5, but he lost 3 Super Bowls because he's gone to the Super Bowl a total of 8 times. So if you think about it, he lost to the Giants twice in the Super Bowls, so that's 2. Then when he tried to get his 5th championship, he lost, so that was 3. So that was 3 times he lost in the Super Bowl. And then if you take this loss, the 8th loss, you could say he's 5-3, 5-4 if you look at the record. So he's actually won more than he's actually lost. But he's gone to the Super Bowl 8 times. Aaron Rodgers, if he's really the GOAT, he would not be plagued by injuries, okay? Now let's look at the Green Bay Packers. When he comes onto the football team. Aaron Rodgers becomes the star quarterback. He takes them to the playoffs every single year after Brett Favre leaves. And of course, he does something that Brett Favre didn't do. In 4 seasons, he wins a championship in 4 seasons. It took Brett Favre like 10 years with the Green Bay Packers to win his first Super Bowl. Not only did he win his first championship in 4 years with the Green Bay Packers, it appears that he is the best player. But what happens when he got hurt in year number 5? They missed the playoffs. He gets hurt in year number 6. Again in year 7. Again in 8. So in the last 5 years, he's been injured. Okay, I get it. Dominic Sue falls on top of you every time you play him, and you get hurt by the Detroit Lions defense. But it makes no sense for people to say Aaron Rodgers is a better football player, and then in the last 5 years, you failed to make it to the playoffs. You lose the teams like you get beat by the Dallas Cowboys, which should never happen. You get beat by the Minnesota Vikings, your division rival. You get bitch slapped by the Pittsburgh Steelers. You get steamrolled over by the Kansas City Chiefs. And then you get laid out by the Patriots. So how is Aaron Rodgers a better football player than Tom Brady when he's been injured the last 5 seasons? Even if Clay Matthews plays on defense or on offense, how is the Green Bay Packers ever better than the Patriots? Now, it is true that the Green Bay Packers have won the most championships in all of NFL franchise history. They've won the most titles. I think it's 10, I think it's either 12 or 13 championships for this franchise. But think about it. If you look at when the Green Bay Packers won championships with the, Vince Lombardi, before they made it into the trophy with his name, they had won 4 Super Bowls. Then, years after that, we got Brett Favre. He helped them win a title. And then we got Aaron Rodgers. So every 10 years, they get a person that comes in and wins a championship. To me, Tom Brady is constant. Aaron Rodgers has been hurt the last 5 to 6 years in the NFL. And you see, the reason why I can't call Aaron Rodgers the GOAT is because he's been hurt for 6 years. 5 to 6 years, this guy has disappointed me in football games. They get this huge, big lead. They score 10, 15 points. All of a sudden, you lose the football teams that shouldn't even win the football game. Then you win against teams you should have lost to. And then you beat teams that people scratch their head like how this happened? You beat a team by 30, and then a week later you get the Seattle Seahawks, and we can't even find Aaron Rodgers on the football field. It's like he disappears the minute he goes against this tough defense. And you see, this is why I made the first episode, to break down my analysis of both players. Now, if you're talking about the best football franchise to win the most championships, most definitely it's Green Bay Packers. Hands down, no questions asked. But if you're talking about the best NFL individual player in terms of who motivates their teammates, who plays better, who has strong production numbers, it's Tom Brady. And whether people look at the Spygate or the Deflectgate and all that other crap nonsense, you can't deny the fact that when Tom Brady goes to the playoffs, he goes every single season. He may not win all the time in the Super Bowl, but the guy's gone 8 times and he won 5 championships, and he only lost 3 to 4 times in the Super Bowl, but he's gone 8 times. Aaron Rodgers has gone to the Super Bowl once his whole entire 12-year NFL career and has not gone back to the Super Bowl ever since. So there's something wrong with that picture when people say Aaron Rodgers is a better football player than Tom Brady. They try to argue Peyton Manning is a better football player than Tom Brady. And again, Peyton Manning won 2, Peyton Manning lost 2. See, in the second episode, I'm going to talk about who's a better football player. Peyton Manning versus Andrew Luck, because I'm going to explain why, to this day, why Peyton Manning is better than Andrew Luck. And I'm going to give the evidence in the second video. So this is the first episode of me doing sports commentary. And this is going to be a limited and short series. So you'll probably get 7 to 8 episodes, because by the time we get to mid-July or early August, we'll already be seeing football games on TV. And by the time we get to September, I got to start another football series, which is going to be in talks about who I think will win the Super Bowl, who will make the playoffs, who doesn't, who gets traded. That all going to be in September. This one is just to talk about who's better and why. Now, you look at the players. Every season, the Patriots always find players from other teams who want to play with the Patriots. When people get to the Packers, yeah, I want to play for the greatest franchise that won the most championships, but how long is it going to take us with Aaron Rodgers to get to a Super Bowl? It's been almost 10 years since we've seen Aaron Rodgers in a Super Bowl. So he can't be better than Tom Brady. And if Aaron Rodgers ain't the GOAT, and if Tom Brady ain't the GOAT, then who the bloody hell's the GOAT then? James or Bears, or whatever you call yourself on YouTube. And it better not be some player from the 49ers that ain't producing or ain't winning. It better be someone from the past or present that puts up strong production numbers. So this is one video of me debunking his claims on his YouTube channel, because he thinks Tom Brady goes to the Super Bowl every single year. Keyword, try to go every single year. Let's not forget that in a future video, I'm going to make one called who's better, Tom Brady or Eli Manning, because that debate has to be talked about. Because everyone talks about Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, but no one talks about Eli Manning whatsoever, and I think that's grueling unfair. Until next time, peace.